Here.
Hey, one possibility is that it might be the timing.
I don't know. I can tell you real quick. Over here, Manny. The possibility is pretty much slim to none because your distributor is hard. Okay, the situation that we have is the car show might be over for Bob. The motor might be blown and out of whack and gone for good.
That ain't going for good.
No
Anything can be fixed.
For this car
we don't know
show,
what it is. It could be an oil problem to the upper side of the motor. It could be the timing, but it doesn't sound good.
It's not sounding good, Bob.
Her sick.
So we actually we're on our way back to Moab, and
You want to take some of this stuff out of here? We just load it up.
okay, so actually we were on our way back to Moab, and what happened is we didn't see Bob behind us. Of course, Buford was running perfect, little car, that beautiful car that he is, and Bob's Mr. Mean Machine here. Okay, listen real close to this. Basically, what's going on is Bob's car is fucked. It's not running good, and I guess we're going to be loading it up, taking it back to his house. We don't know if he's going to the car show or not.
Maybe y'all can get it.
Of course, Minnie the body shop girl had my key in her car, so we're kind of screwed there. That means we're going to have to drive, because I was going to bring my truck up here, and then we were going to just...
Well,
so now we got to go with Bob and them, and then we'll come back with them tomorrow. Man, that is a lot of windmills. A lot of freaking windmills. I didn't know they had them out here. Did you?
I think they're...
It looks like Hurricane Alley down there in Lamar, Colorado, out here in Texas. Well, that's right. I said the magic word, Texas. We are now back in the state of Texas on Sunday, the day after the main day of the car show that we didn't attend. Our buddy Bob, his hot rod broke down. Minnie the body shop girl had our keys in her pocket, and our truck was parked 40 miles away from where Bob broke down. And I had to leave my truck behind in Moab, and then we drove Bob's truck with his car in the trailer back to his house. We get out to the area of where the car show was. We were supposed to be there like 8 o'clock in the morning. We ended up showing up about 10:30 or 11 because Bob, he lives how many miles? 115 miles?
It's an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay, so it's about 100 miles away from Moab, and we end up going down there, and we had Axel with us, which the people at the car show said no dogs allowed. You cannot have dogs in this park. No dogs, forget it. If you got a dog, find a daycare, keep him in your car, truck, whatever. You can't bring him to the car show. So we had a line on a daycare for doggies, and we get over there, and the only time you can drop your dog off is between 8 and 9 o'clock, and then you can pick them up at between 4 and 6:30, no exceptions. That means that you drop your dog off there, and they lock your dog in the warehouse, and then they'll come back at between 4 and 6 and for you to pick the dog up. So there's nobody really babysitting your dog. They just kind of put them in there, put them in the pan. Here's your dog food, here's this, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll see you around 6 o'clock. Isn't that about how it happened?
That's about how it happened.
I'm sorry, there's Maxwell back there. Maxwell took a beating.
Maxwell.
I'm sorry, did I say Maxwell? Buford. Buford took a beating. You can see him right back there. There he is right there in the back of the truck. He took a hell of a torture, a beating. He went sadomasochism on us because what happened to Buford for the last 3,000 miles is despicable and torturous toward any vehicle that you own. We put Buford on the trailer and towed him all the way to Moab. That's 1,500 fucking miles from Dallas to Moab, Utah. And then we went all the way to Bob's house, which was another 100 miles. So that added 200 miles because we had to drive to Bob's, then drive back to Moab. And so we went to the Friday run, right?
Yeah.
We go to the Friday run. Buford ran beautiful, like a brand new car. I was very disappointed when we got there because only 25 or 30 cars maximum showed up for that run, and we get all the way out to Green River, and it was a very despicable little disgusting car show that went on. And I mean, it was just kind of sad, to be honest with you.
Well, it's true that there wasn't very many cars that showed up for the actual.
Well, I thought there'd be at least 150 or 200 that went on that little run.
Yeah,
I mean, I couldn't believe
there
that.
was very.
We've been on those things before.
Oh yeah.
And it's usually a long convoy.
Yeah, there'll be a big, huge amount of people that
And it's
go,
pretty
but,
fun.
Yeah, but anyhow, it was not despicable, but
Well, okay, that might not be the right word. That's my
yeah,
friend Pete
it
word.
was disappointing
Okay.
that there wasn't
disappointing.
more cars there. But we did have a good time, and the food at the little tavern we went to was really good.
Yeah, and we
And,
talked to a lot of nice people.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it was fun.
So then on the way back from Green River to Utah, and we're talking like 50 miles.
Yeah.
It's about 50 miles. Hot Rod Bob decides to go ahead and break down. So basically, to make a long story short, his car is not going to be in the car show. Now, he could have put his car in the car show because we were already there in Moab, and he could have left his car there, and we could have went to the car show, had a good time, blah, blah, blah. But he decided to take his car all the way home to say, no, fuck it, I'm not going to the car show. Now, the car was drivable, but there was something wrong with the engine, and I kind of understand where he's at with that because that's one of them old school 1955 Hemi engines or 58 Hemis, the 331 Hemi engine, and it's probably very expensive to fix that. We go out to Bob's and we have a beautiful time with Bob. Bob's a great guy, and you know, everything went slick as Willie with Bob. I'm not mad at Bob. I'm not blaming Bob for the car show because if my car broke down, it would be the same situation. I'm glad that we went out there to hang out with Bob, am I right? Bob was a great guy, and we had a lot of fun. But the point is, we didn't make it to the car show. And this is where the kicker comes in. That Minnie is saying kicker. Saturday morning comes. We are stranded at Bob's. We don't have our pickup truck because Minnie had the key in her pocket instead of me having it. I don't know how she ended up with it. So we ended up having to go back to Bob's house, an hour and a half drive away from Moab, in his pickup truck, and then we had to rely on Bob and Margot to bring us to the car show. Now, this might sound like I'm putting a blame on other people. I'm not. I'm just telling you the situation that we fell in and the bad luck that happened. As far as Bob's car breaking down, I'm not mad, all right? As far as him not wanting to put his car in there, I ain't mad. I understand that, you know, his car broke down. He doesn't want to put it in there, and, you know, it's no big deal. But we were still willing to go to the car show and put our car in there. We had what can I say, an appointment on Sunday, which is today, right now, to leave Axel at a doggy daycare center, but we didn't have an appointment on Saturday. So we decided to go to Moab, go to the doggy daycare center, drop Axel off. Then we were heading over to the car show, shake a hand, make a friend, meet a lot of people. It didn't fucking work out that way. We get to the doggy daycare center, they're already closed because, like I said, 8 and 9 o'clock were the only drop-off times, and then 4 to 6:30 was pickup hours, and nobody's there in between.
No exception.
Which is understandable because that's her business, and that's the way that she runs her business. I ain't mad at her either. Me and Minnie decide, you know what? It's a fiasco from start to finish. Let's go back 2 or 3 days. We're driving down the road, and a filling falls out of my tooth. I literally had to go to a dentist on the road in Farmington, New Mexico to have my tooth fixed because the filling fell out of my tooth right here is where it fell out. And it was very irritating, and there was a gap, and it was cutting my tongue, and blah, 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 blah. $350 fucking down the drain. I still would have had to get it fixed. It wasn't down the drain, but it just happened to happen when we were going to the Moab car show, 3,000 miles round trip car show that it was. I'm sorry, Buford. We still see you back there, and it's not a happy day for you. On our way back, we hit a snow blizzard that was one of the biggest snow blizzards I've ever seen in my life. It lasted 450 miles. And it wasn't in the daytime, and it wasn't in a nice time. It was in the middle of the frickin' night. From Cuba, New Mexico, or should I say, actually, almost Farmington, New Mexico, all the way to, what's the first town in, to Claude, Texas. 450 miles, all night long driving with a snow blizzard going anywhere from 30 miles an hour to 70 miles an hour, and fucking what? The vision is what? 5 feet distance. You couldn't stop. If you stopped, you would be stuck there for a day or two. The road was ready to be closed down. That's how bad it was. So now we are actually in Texas, and we got 3 more hours to go home, and the only thing that we know about the car show is what you saw previously when we actually started this video, and we're having fun going. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, and hold on a minute, Minnie's got something to tell.
Okay, did you tell them about dogs being at the car show after we didn't go because of no dogs?
Kicker. That was the kicker.
You forgot to tell them the fucking kicker.
The main reason we didn't go to the car show is because we didn't have anybody to watch Axel.
And they said no dogs, absolutely.
Okay, baby. I thought you were gonna let me tell the kicker.
Well, you forgot it.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
You forgot it. You were gonna close the video without saying it.
The main reason we didn't go to the car show on Saturday, the main reason we didn't go to the main car show is because this is the kicker. No dogs allowed. You cannot bring your dog in here. He's a miniature Pomeranian though. He's a little baby doggy. We don't care how big your dog is. We don't care if he's a Great Dane or a Chihuahua. No dogs allowed. Well, guess what happened? We had Mr. Bob call us up on the phone, and we also had Dennis, Facebook Dennis, Moab Dennis, call us and said, guess what? There were dogs in the park, and I saw them all over the place. So my friend Pete will be calling the guy that is running that show and give him a good my friend Pete style cussing out.
Da, 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 da.
And that's really the reason we didn't go to the show, is because no dogs. You can't have your dog. It's city ordinance, no dogs allowed. And then come to find out that there were hundreds of fucking dogs. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, going on a almost 4,000 mile trip with all the extra miles that we put on. And I don't want to even tell you how much money that we spent on gas and everything else to go to this show. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you later, take it easy. And that is my adventure of the 2017 Moab car show, and beautiful cars that we looked at. What did we actually film? 3 cars on Saturday, Friday.
The 3 or 4 cars. 25 cars that were there on Friday.
That was a great show. Great little show. great, just freaking great. Take it easy. And if and when I ever actually get to Moab, I'll make sure that my friend Pete is there and we'll get a juicy video of what it's all about at the Moab Car Show. But today, the only thing I'm thinking about is getting home in Dallas, Texas, so I can rest my tired bones from all the white knuckle driving that I did last night through snow, sleet, and rain on April 29th, 2017. It's a freak situation.
A lot of it was on the 30th.
Okay, the 30th, because it was all night long. There you go. Troublemaker. It's all your fault. It's your fault. We didn't get to go to the car show. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Not the first time.
Thank you, man. Slim chance of winning trophies today.
We're gonna win a trophy.
Well, it's better if you do it instead of me. I don't like it. There we go. It's done. It's over.